stab or pop. It might be sore, but it should just feel like a normal lactic acid type of buildup. We don't want any straining, popping, stabbing. If you feel that at any time, stop or drop it down a level. I usually offer 3 levels so that we're working to all abilities. And we have 1 more minute till we start. So just a reminder that you're exercising at your own risk. If you're deconditioned or recovering from injury, make sure you've checked with your doctor before you proceed. Welcome, Neil. Lots of our regulars here. And remember that you can watch the video back a week. So if once a week is not enough, you can watch it. And if you want more of a challenge and you want some audiovisual feedback, you should join us with our advanced Pilates at Zen2 Yoga on a Wednesday night at 7:30 on a Wednesday night. You can go to Zen2 Yoga website and sign up for Pilates with them. We also have loads of yoga going on, so if you're interested, you can become a Zen2 Yoga member. So I'm just going to give it 1 more minute for people to join, and then we're going to go ahead and get ready for our Sunday night community Pilates. Anybody wishing to make a donation to charity, I'll have Peter check out the PayPal account, but all proceeds are going to go to homelessness in Glasgow, be handed directly to people who are street homeless in Glasgow. Welcome, Pam. I think Pam's joining us. Hiya. And we'll go ahead and get ready. I'm going to try and record on 2 different devices. I'll try and make sure that I can see both devices. Let's give it a go. It's an experiment. Okay. And 3, 2, 1. Oh, if you've got a stretchy band, have it near you. If you don't have a stretchy band, I discovered that a pair of tight stockings or pantyhose can do the trick. So welcome, Claire. So you can go ahead and get a pair of tights if you want the feeling of a stretchy band, but without the stretchy band. But equally, you can do all the exercises without the band, okay? Go ahead and get started. In the center of your mat. Hope you can see me. Trying to record on my tablet at the same time. So you want to go ahead and get into the center of your mat and start with your feet together. And then you're going to pull your toes out into a V, pull your heels out into parallel, tuck your pelvis under, just a slight tuck under, pull your shoulders up, back, and down. Don't worry if my head gets cut off as long as you can see my feet. So the 3 parts of Pilates are the posture, the pelvic floor, and the breathing. This is your posture right here. You might just want to pull your chin in a wee bit so that your neck is straight over your spine. I know active gives you a bit of a double chin, but it's good spinal health. Second thing is the pelvic floor. It's where the front naughty bits go to the back naughty bits. Pull it in and up. When you stop a pee-pee, enter a cold pool of water, think about Hugh Jackman, Gary Barlow, Pam, if you're Pam, Matthew McConaughey, Charlize Theron, Halle Berry, whoever it is, you close the front of the pelvic floor first. You don't squeeze from the buttocks. About closing the elevator doors and then scooping up and in. We're going to do it together. Breathe in through the nose to prepare. Breathe out, close the level 1. Up and in, belly button to the spine, level 2. Level 3, the wrists, the shoulders pull down your back, your abdomen's tight like I'm going to punch you, and release. So you're not physically moving. Everything that's happening is internal. If you just had a big meal, it's probably harder to feel. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, level 1, close. Level 2, scoop it up and in. Level 3, ribs knit together. Everything's tight. Like I'm going to punch you. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. Release. And on the last one, I want you to make sure that you don't hold your breath. Okay, so keep breathing in and out. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, level 1, squeeze, zip, and hollow, like you're zipping up jeans. Level 2, belly button comes into your spine. Level 3, the ribs knit together, pull down your back, everything's tight. Release. So the good news is that we are only we're only engaging between level 1 and level 2 for this class. The bad news is I want you to try and hold it onto it for the full hour. Even when we breathe in, I don't want you to release the abdomen. This belly button is sometimes really pulled into your spine, but it's always like you're zipping up jeans or you're walking on the beach in a swimsuit. So sorry if you can't see my head. I'll try and move back a wee bit, but I know it's not the best angle today. Great. So that is the posture of the pelvic floor. Now let's try some lateral breathing. Let me just make sure I can't get my head in the picture a wee bit more. I think I probably can. There we go. Tilt it up. All right, let's try that. So you probably can't see my feet as well, but hopefully you can see my head. Thumbs up. So for the lateral breathing, I want you to place your hands on your ribs, okay? You can have your feet in parallel like we did before. Bend your knees nice and soft. Tuck your tailbone under, shoulders away from the ears. Now, you can see my shoulders against my television. The important thing here is that we breathe deep and wide and low into the back of the ribs and we expand, but our shoulders don't rise up. Not breathing out into our diaphragm either. Our abdomen stays flat the whole time. So the breath is going deep and wide and back into your lungs like a bellows. And then we're going to squeeze the pelvis up and the ribs together to force the air out. So fingers are about 1 inch apart on the sides of your ribs. Shoulders pinned away from your ears. Breathe in and expand. Breathe out through the nose and close the ribs. Engage the pelvic floor. Watch my shoulders. And if you see yourself in your own camera, watch your shoulders. Last time. Breathe in and expand. Breathe out, pull the pelvic floor up. Good. Fingertips float to the ceiling. Let them fall out to the side. You should feel this little pinch between your shoulder blades right here. If you can't, just try and pinch them together a wee bit like you're holding a rose between angel wings. Try and keep that there, but release the hands. Okay? So this is your Pilates posture. If you can feel the pinch between your shoulder blades, but also the feeling of your ribs closing at the time and your pelvic floor engaged, you're holding your spine in a beautiful corset. It's like wearing some sort of protective girdle or corset here that will hold you stable. So to practice shape, put your fingertips on your hips, your ribs. This is your magic square. I don't want it to move. If you can see it in your camera, in your little picture there, hold on to it. If you can't, that's fine too, but maybe practice in the mirror later. We're going to inhale and lift up one heel, but nothing else moves. We're going to exhale and push that heel through the floor like you're pressing a rusty lever. So the magic doesn't move, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale and lift the heel. Exhale, push, squeeze, zip, and hollow, and push it through the floor. Let's do a couple more. These are your headlights, so hips don't move. Like headlights shining through the night. This is not an easy move. Everything's in concrete except your heel. Nothing above the waist is moving. Inhale and lift. Squeeze it and hollow. Push the heel through the floor. Last time. Inhale and lift. Exhale. Push it through the floor. Lovely. Now we can drop the hands, arms by side. We're going to slide a toe away and pull it straight back to hip distance. If you want to make sure your feet are in parallel, put your guns on your hips and then point them down. You should shoot off your big toe. I don't want your stance to narrow if that's okay. We inhale and I just want you to hold that magic square and slide the toe away. Exhale, squeeze it and hollow and pull it back. Inhale, slide away. Exhale, pull it back. 2 more. Inhale, slide away. Exhale, pull it back. Don't let your stance narrow. You can go left to right, but never up and down. Inhale away. Squeeze it and hollow and pull it back. Hands by your side. If you feel wobbly, stick with the forward and back. If you want to advance it, you can join me to float the knee. We inhale, slide away. Exhale, squeeze it and hollow, float the knee to the air. Inhale, place it on the ground far away from us. Exhale, pull it back. Don't let your stance narrow. It's like you're moving through treacle and everything's tight. Inhale, slide it away. Exhale, shoulder pulls down, knee floats. Inhale, place it on the floor far away. Move through treacle. Pull it back. You can do a wall if you're wobbly or just drop it down. Inhale away. Think about your shoulder pulling down. You're a tree. Inhale, place it down. Exhale, back where you started. Last time. Inhale away. Exhale, squeeze it and hollow. Inhale, place it down, and return. I'm going to turn sideways now because we're going to scoop through to the back and do tiny pulses with our butt. I want you to keep that pelvis tucked under and pretend like there's a glass plane in front of you. You must not lean forward. It's like there's a string on your head, okay? As soon as you move forward, you've lost it. You can stay facing me. I just want you to see. We inhale, slide away. Exhale, lift. Inhale, place down. Exhale, scoop it through. Tuck that pelvis under. Flex the foot. Pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can, keep going or hold your magic square. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touch down at any time. But if you can, tuck the pelvis under and lift the heel higher. Tuck that pelvis right under. Pull that pelvic floor up and lift it. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze that butt. Trap the blood in it and release. Rub it off. Feeling that? If my camera angle gets a little bit off, you guys can tell me. Move back, forward, left, right. So let's do the other side. You don't have to turn. You can just switch legs. Make sure you're parallel, pelvis tucked under. Super, super important. As soon as we booty tooth here, we're working the gluteus maximus, and that's not the muscle we want to work. Roll down the back. Inhale, slide the toe away. Exhale, squeeze it and hollow. Inhale, place it down. Don't let your stance narrow as you scoop it through. Tuck your pelvis under, flex the foot, tiny pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can, keep going or stop when you want. And 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it here, tuck the pelvis under and squeeze. Hold it here, tuck the pelvis under, squeeze a bit more. Keep nice and tall, flex that foot and trap the blood in the buttocks and release. So shake it off. If you've got your band, we're going to do some double. If you don't have your band, totally fine. You can do it without, or like I said, you can grab a pair of pantyhose. This is great for our shoulders, scapular mobilization. Let's find our Pilates posture again. So start with your feet together. Pull your toes into a V, your heels into parallel, knees nice and soft. Tuck that tailbone under so it's headed straight to the floor. Roll those shoulders up, back, and sit them down in their little pockets. Yeah? Pull your elbows into your waist. Fists are facing the ceiling. We inhale to prepare. Exhale, think about zipping up your pelvic floor and closing your fists and your ribs, so your pinkies and your ribs close. Inhale, fists face the ceiling as they rotate out, elbows are glued to your waist. Exhale, send them to a T shape. It's maybe a little bit in front of a T. If you wiggle your fingertips, you should be able to see them in your peripheral vision. Inhale, elbows back to waist. Exhale, squeeze up and hollow, pull the pelvic floor up and close. Inhale, rotate them out. Exhale to a T. You can add little tiny weights to the workout as well if you want to progress it. Inhale, elbows to waist. Exhale, zip and hollow. Inhale, rotate out. Really feel the wings squeezing together and then send away from the ears to your T. Last time. Inhale, elbows to waist. Exhale, pinkies come together and inhale, rotate them out. Hold here. We're just going to do a couple W's to T's. Hold a W. Inhale, W. Exhale, T. Watch your shoulders in the mirror. They don't rise. W. Squeeze all the air out with your pelvic floor. Inhale, W. Exhale, T. Hold it here. If you've got a dodgy lower back, this can be a tiny, tiny move. If you've been doing this quite a while, you can go a bit further. But I want you to keep the pelvis tucked under with the up and place it to the side. Rib cage up and place it to the side. So just the rib cage moves up and we place it down. And the rib cage up and we place it down. Go back to the first side. Rib cage comes up, place it down, shoulders away from your ears. Far heel is digging around and we do tiny pulses in one plane. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can, keep going or stop if you want. 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. If you can, and it's comfy, bring the ribcage to me and a little bit out. Far is down, pelvis is tucked under, but ribcage can come to me an inch and out an inch. Last time. Far heel is down, ribcage to me, out an inch, and roll. You feel like you've completely isolated this muscle right here. No, what do you call it, donut rolls or whatever? Not that we care about that. It's all about the spinal health. Other side. If it hurts, like I say, it can be a tiny, tiny little movement. T shape, wiggle your fingertips. Can you see them in a position? Shoulders down the back. Pelvis tucked under, belly button to spine. Inhale, lift the ribcage up. Place it to the side. Tiny pulses in one plane. Watch yourself in the mirror. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can, keep going far. Heel stays down and 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold it here. Tuck the pelvis under. Far heel is digging into the ground. Pelvis can come towards me and an inch out. Only if it doesn't hurt your lower back. Tuck that pelvis under, belly button to the spine, ribcage to me, and up. Last time. Inhale, ribcage to me, and exhale, and release. Shake it off. We're gonna do some functional squats now. Most people's least favorite part of the event. Use your band. Don't use your band. Use weights. Don't use your weights. If you're using your band, you're going to stand on it. Yeah? But I'm probably not for today just because I did do a bit of a run and I'm not really feeling it. So it's up to you. You can use your band or pantyhose. But either way, you need to find your Pilates posture. Toes in a V. Heels. Tuck your pelvis under. Roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Now, for this squat, somebody's put a fish hook through your spine. They your belly button and they pull you back to sit in a chair. You hinge from the hips. Your back is perfectly straight. At no point do we booty tube. None of this, okay? It's like somebody's put a ramrod down your spine or a ruler, like a ruler. And your head, chin stays nice and neutral. Inhale. Squeeze it and hollow like you zipped up your jeans and somebody's pulling you to sit back in a chair. You don't have to come far. If you're not done, just stop here. If you're really fit and healthy, good knees, you can come to parallel. Inhale into the back of your ribs. Abdomen still nice and tight. Wiggle your toes. Push from the heels. Come to standing. Arms come behind us. Option to rise up onto the toes in a minute. Inhale. Exhale. Pull the pelvic floor up. Sit back. Arms can float by your ears if you like. straight arrow. In fact, if you can check yourself in the mirror, you can be a nice straight arrow. Inhale to the back of your ribs, push through the heels. Rise up onto your toes if you like, arms come behind you, inhale. Everything's nice and tight. As you exhale, sit back. Shoulders away from the ears, belly button's tight. Inhale, push through the heels and stand up. Onto your toes, arms come behind you, everything's tight. Inhale, sit back. Again, it can just be this far, but your back is straight. So where you feel comfortable. Inhale, stand up. Last one, we'll do pulses at the bottom. Inhale, sit back. Mindfully squeeze the abdomen flat. Bottom, wherever you feel comfortable, wiggle your toes, weight in your heel, pulse through the heels. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can, keep going, or you can stop. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold, because we always have to refuel. And stand up through treacle. Rise to your toes or stay flat on your feet. Tiny pulses, your fist to the ceiling. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can, keep going, or you can sink down. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Tuck the pelvis under, shoulders away from the ears, fist to the ceiling. Everything tight in the abdomen, fist to the ceiling. Last time. Release. Take it off. Open a window. Have a glass of water. Listen to your body. Seems like our heating always kicks on around about this time. Peter, if you're watching this, can you shut off the heat? Okay. This is our favorite class. This is where we're going to roll through our spine like we're peeling away from the wall. Looks a bit like this. You don't have to come far, but what we need to do is open each individual vertebrae like we're opening a bicycle chain. Sorry for those of you who are regulars. I know I often, but you can never, the beautiful thing about Pilates is you can strip it down to the basics 100 times a year and you still won't perfect your technique. It's just, the whole of Pilates is all about the technique. It is all about learning to engage your own muscles and learning to mobilize your own joints. And so you really need to listen to your body and practice and use a mirror or video. So try this up against the wall at your home. If you do that, though, make sure your feet are about 6 inches away from the wall. Otherwise, you'll fall forward. Let's find our Pilates posture. Toes into a V, feet parallel. Tuck that pelvis under, roll those shoulders up and down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Knees are soft, pelvic floor lifted, the shoulders roll up and away from your imaginary wall. The upper back starts to open. You can walk the fingers down the legs if you like, but the head, crown of the head pulls to the floor, but the belly button pulls towards the ceiling. And you stretch the mid back and the lower back. When you get to the bottom, shake your head yes and no. And all the tension out. Yes and no. One more time. All your peace and stress melting away. Inhale to the back of your ribs. Knees are nice and soft. Pelvic floor is engaged as you start to tuck the pelvis under before you restack each vertebrae one by one by one. When you get to the top, your shoulders will melt down your back and the back of your neck will grow long. We don't look up like someone pulling our ponytail and hanging us by the ceiling. Our spine feels super long. Let's do it again. At the bottom this time, you can grab hold of opposite elbows for a deeper stretch. Inhale. Exhale, drop that chin to the chest. Shoulders are up and away from your imaginary wall. You can walk the fingers down, but each vertebrae is opening. Somebody's warm water over your upper It melts towards the floor, belly button to the ceiling, and when you get to the bottom, shake your head yes and no. And grab hold of opposite elbows if you want. Yes and no. One more time. Wiggle your jaw. Yes and no. And then inhale into the back of the ribs. And as you exhale, just really be mindful. Like you're placing each vertebrae back against the imaginary wall. You can walk the fingers up. The belly button stays to the spine the whole time. Finally, the shoulders melt down. You can do it in your own time, and the back of the head grows nice and long. So on the next one, we're going to go down, and we're going to get into 4-point kneeling. And you can throw a little plank in there. If you're new to Pilates, you can go ahead and stop there, and you can watch this video a few times just with the standing, yeah? Same thing if you've got bad knees. You can just 10-minute standing exercises. If you've got bad knees, you might want to have your towel nearby or roll your mat in half or put a couple mats together. Inhale to prepare. Last time, drop the chin to the chest as you exhale. Shoulders roll up, away from the imaginary wall as each vertebrae opens. Belly button pulls towards the ceiling, head is pulling towards the floor. And when you get to the bottom, you're going to bend your knees and walk your hands out to 4-point kneeling. You can go ahead and do a plank in the middle. You super don't need to. If you do, make sure your butt is tucked under, belly button to the spine, shoulders away from the ears, and then the knees. We want to be in a tabletop position. My experience, people who don't do Pilates a lot tend to have their hands too far forward. So really look and ask yourself, is your wrist underneath your shoulder? If you've got bad wrists, you might want to roll the edge of your mat up or even use a pool noodle. We want to also look between our knees. We want to make sure that our knees are directly underneath our hips. Again, a lot of people have far back. We want them directly underneath, and then I want you to peek through and make sure they're about hip distance apart, maybe, 5-6 inches apart. Pull your shoulders away from your ears, pull your belly button up to your spine. We're just going to do a couple scapula mobilizations and we're going to do our moving angry cat. So to mobilize the scapula, we're looking at the ground, the shoulders are away from the ears. It's like somebody put a ruler on our back. We're completely flat. We inhale to prepare. Exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together so they touch and your chest will head towards the floor. Now, release into neutral and inhale. Exhale, push into the ground and separate your wings, just your wings. Just push and separate and then back to neutral. See the difference? Exhale, squeeze the wings. Back to neutral. Exhale, expand the wings and push the floor. Don't arch your back, it's just your wings. Squeeze the wings. Squeeze the rows between your shoulder blades and neutral. Don't let your ribs pop out. Press. Back to neutral. Last time. So your belly and abdomen and ribs are tight. We just squeeze the shoulder blades together. Release. Press the shoulder blades together. Lovely. And now we do our angry cat. You might remember this from previous weeks. It just looks like this. But what we want to do is mobilize each vertebrae one by one by one. Let's try it. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, tuck the pelvis under first, lower back to the sky, then the mid back, then spread your scapula, push into the ground, and finally drop your head between your shoulder blades. Inhale at the top, angry, angry, angry. Exhale, tailbone unfolds first. Each vertebrae pulls one direction, and then somebody pulls your ponytail or the top of your head in the other direction. You don't arch, but somebody's stretching your spine long, so the shoulders pull away from your ears, belly button to the spine. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the pelvis under. Move to your angry cat. Mid back, spread your scapula, drop the head. Angry, inhale. Exhale and fold. Last time. Actually, no, watch me. We're going to go to our angry cat. We're going to sit back towards a child's pose. We're going to bend our elbows towards the floor, send the nose along the mat, and straight back up. We don't need to come down far. Okay. You don't have to get your nose to the mat. Also, your nose doesn't have to go in front of your hands. Work to what's comfortable for you. But if you go lower to the ground and more in front of your hands, it becomes more challenging. The one thing I want you to do is to arch your back. So watch. Tabletop, no arch. Angry cat, there's an arch, but you know what I mean. Inhale, sit back and stretch. Exhale, the elbows come towards the mat, but they hover. And when you stop here, see my back? Flat. We're not doing any yoga pose, okay? So we're not arching our back. Great, let's all do it together. Ready? I'll talk you through it. Inhale into the ribs. Exhale, tuck the pelvis under, send your back to the sky for angry cat. Inhale, start to sit back towards a child's pose, but don't rest on your heels. Exhale, elbows come towards, but not on the mat. Nose comes along the mat in front of your hands if you can, and push straight up. And then you should need to rock yourself back to get over your knees over your hips. If that hurts your wrist, don't come down as far, and roll up your mat. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, move to angry cat. Inhale, sit back, stretch out towards child's pose. Exhale, elbows directly towards the mat, straight down. Nose in front of the hands if you can. Elbows tucked into the body, press up, and rock it back. Doesn't have to come as far, but on this one, we're going to do one more time, and then we're going to reverse. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, tuck the pelvis under. Move to your angry cat. Inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, elbows towards the mat. Nose comes along the mat in front of your hands if you can. Elbows to the body and push up and rock back. Don't let your elbows wing out. That's a different move. We're going to reverse it now. So the very simplest is we bend the elbows straight back towards our knees and we lower our head in between our hands. More challenging, you get your nose in front of your hands. But at any rate, inhale, lower your forehead to the mat, elbows close to the body. Exhale, push your weight back towards child's pose. Inhale, round it up. Exhale, unfold to your tabletop position. Inhale, lower the forehead directly to the mat. Exhale, push it back. Inhale, round it up. Exhale, unfold. Last time. Squeeze up and hollow, belly button to the spine. Don't arch your back. Inhale, bend the elbows. Exhale, push it back. Inhale, round up to angry cat. Exhale, unfold. So we've got one last tabletop exercise, and then we sit on our butts. We're going to do the angry cat the original direction. We're going to at the bottom for some tricep pulses. If you don't like it, take a child's pose at any time. If your knees are uncomfortable, make sure you got a towel under there. If it's uncomfortable, make sure your mat was rolled up or you got a pool noodle. Inhale to prepare. Squeeze up and hollow and move to your angry cat. Inhale, sit back towards your child's pose. Stretch it out. Exhale, elbows directly towards the mat but not on it. Nose comes in front of your hands if you can, and hold it here for pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going if you can, or stop when you want. 5, 3, 2, hold. Push straight up. Straight up, straight up, straight up. Back. Yay! It's a challenging one, especially if you want to keep your elbow glued into your body. It can take a bit of practice. It can be hard on your wrists. Child's pose whenever you want. Okay? Let's sit on our butts for some reverse curls. Is everybody okay? You can shoot me a little comment if there's anything you like, don't like, or struggling with. Okay? Just let me know. Just checking in with y'all. I think you're all still with me. We're over halfway through. And the heat is still on in my living room. It's like hot. It's like hot yoga.
Hot lawn.
So if you've got a bad back, you might want to go ahead and put a towel or a pillow right under your tailbone. If you've got a really back, you can do it with your legs extended, but in parallel. I don't like to do that. I feel like it's quite a lot to ask of your back, so I always do it with my knees slightly bent. If you want to incorporate the band, you can. You just wrap it around your feet, yeah? But you don't have to, okay? So, level 1 is onto the back of your knees. You can just do like that, okay? Level 2, hands out in front of you. Level 3, Deb, anybody else? Fingertips to the forehead, okay? We're going to pretend like somebody is, again, grabbing our belly button on a fish hook. We're going to tuck the pelvis up, create a slouch, a C shape first before you roll back. If we try and lead from our shoulders, we're going to get a pooch here, like you do in a regular sit-up, and that is exactly the opposite of the shape that we want to create in our abdominal muscles, okay? So it's really, really important. Tuck the pelvis under and slouch into your C and get those abs right up against your spine. We inhale to prevent. Sit tall on your sit bones. Roll your shoulders up, back and down, nice and tall. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, pull the pelvic floor up, belly button to the spine, and start to slouch and roll the pelvis under into your C shape first. Now you can roll back. Stop where you feel comfortable on your sit bones. It doesn't be far. Inhale into your ribs. Exhale, pull your front arm back and twist. Hopefully to me. Inhale, return. Twist away. Inhale, return. We're going to roll up. Bring your forehead over your knees. Ouch, cramp. Increase the C shape. And sit through to sit tall. Sorry, I get a little cramp in my ribs. That happens sometimes. Hopefully yours didn't look like mine. Hopefully yours looked like mine. All right, let's do it again. When we do the twists, I want you to think about twisting from the ribs and not the shoulders, like you're wringing out a flannel. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. Breathe in to prepare. Exhale, squeeze it and hollow. Roll the pelvis under and slouch. Now roll back. Stop where you feel your pelvis is stable. Inhale into your ribs. Twist from the ribs to knee. Pull the front shoulder back. Now return. Twist the other way. Inhale, return. Do it again. Return. Exhale away. Return. Increase the C shape, forehead over the knees. Scoop through and sit tall. We've got one last one, so feel free to challenge yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4, if you like. I'm going to stick with what I'm doing. We're going to do 3. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze it and hollow, roll it under. Then roll back. Stop and inhale. Twist to knee. Hips don't move. Inhale, return. If your hips move, you're going too far. Away. Return. Do it again. Inhale, return. Do it again. Inhale, return. You can grab the back of your knees at any time. And roll it forward. Increase that C shape. Scoop through to sit tall. If that's really hard on your hip flexors, which can be, you can actually stick a foam roller under your knees or a couple pillows. Alrighty. Now we go down to our floor work. We're going to do our knee floats and then our ab press, and then we're going to put them together so that we've got this sort of toe tap motion. Can you see me on the floor? I lost you. I'm not sure if you can see me or not. Thumbs up? I guess I could do a wee bit more now that I'm just on the floor. Let's see if that works. Alrighty. Yep. Golden. So we lay down on the ground. We've got our feet hip distance apart now. And Let's say our feet are about, well, use your little hips to shoot your toes off, and then your heels are maybe 6 inches away from your butt. Go ahead and tuck your fingertips underneath the small of your back. This is called the neutral spine. So let's go ahead and press our pelvic floor and our lateral breathing while we're lying down. It's okay if your shoulders are uneven or your back's uneven or your ribs are uneven, but basically you want your tailbone sitting flat on the ground, your ribs on the ground, and your head on the ground. Creates a nice little neutral gap under your lower back. Let's try and do our pelvic floor engagements and our lateral breathing, but don't press into your fingertips. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, pelvic floor comes up. Belly button to the spine. Ribs knit together. Everything's tight. Shoulders away from your ears. Somebody's going to punch you, but don't press into your fingers. Release. So it's quite intense down here. When you breathe laterally here too, you should feel your ribs getting closer to the floor. So inhale deep and wide into the back of the ribs. Feel it? Now, pelvic floor up. Belly button to spine. Ribs knit together and don't press into your fingertips. Release. Good job. So fingertips on hips, thumbs on ribs. You've got your magic square again. You'll notice that the top of your pubic bone is actually in the same plane as your hip bones. And so we don't want that to wobble, okay, as we float each knee to 90 degrees. So we inhale to prepare. Squeeze it and hollow, keep that neutral spine and float one knee up to 90 degrees. When it gets to the top, place your fingertips on your knee. So you probably need to bring your knee in closer than you thought and just let it sit straight down into your hip bone. Check also that your top leg, your shin is parallel to the floor. Inhale at the top. Don't let your pelvis move as you slowly lower it back down. Okay? Let's try the other leg. Inhale to prepare. Squeeze it and hollow. Don't let anything move. Float leg to 90 degrees. When it gets to the top, put your fingertips on your knee and make sure it sits in your hip socket. And the top toe probably needs to lower to get to the shin to parallel. Inhale at the top and slowly lower, lower, lower. Let's do it again. Exhale, squeeze. Everything's stable before you move. Inhale at the top and slowly lower down. Take your time. You can go slower than me, never faster. Inhale. Squeeze it and hollow. Inhale. And lower, lower, lower. The last thing I want to show you on the floor, this with the knee floats, is in front of your spine. Whenever in Pilates we have one or both legs on the floor, work in a neutral spine. If we want to lift a second leg off the floor, we've got to move to an imprint to protect our back. So let's practice that. We're going to use the pelvic floor and the ribs to just bring this magic square, bring your fingertips on hips and thumbs on ribs 1 inch closer together. Inhale to prepare. Pull the pelvic floor up into the spine, knit the ribs together, and without engaging the buttocks, squeeze your abs so they come 1 inch closer and release. So your lower back moves towards the floor, but you don't jam it into the ground and you don't engage your buttocks or don't push through your heels either. It's entirely coming from your abdominals. Inhale to prepare. Squeeze it and hollow. Hips come towards ribs. Everything just tightly and release. So that's your imprint. You don't have to. Some people can lift both legs off in a neutral spine. They've got a nice strong lower back. Let's go ahead and do one knee float at a time. Inhale to prepare. Neutral spine, squeeze it and hollow, and float one knee. When you get to the top, move to your imprint. We inhale to prepare. Imprint, lift the second knee. So now both legs are in parallel. Put your fingertips on top if you like. Inhale and slowly release one. And when it hits the ground, you can release the other. Let's try it and start with the opposite toe first. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale at the top. Imprint and lift the second to meet it. Good. Inhale at the top. Lower one. Squeeze it and hollow and lower the second. You can go slower than me if you like. Lovely. Now we're going to add the upper body for an ab prep. Remember that if the neck is sore, you can place your fingertips lightly on the side, sort of back of your head. We don't ever pull on our neck. It's just a gentle support here if you need it, but hopefully you don't. We're going to try and get the neck in a nice, strong position, okay? So you can wiggle your pelvis around to find that nice neutral spine again. Your pubic bone and your hip bones are in one plane. You might have a nice mound in the middle. That's okay. We don't want the pubic bone to be tipping up. We don't want to move, actually. We just want to bring our ribs closer to our hips. So our hands are on the floor. We inhale to prepare. Exhale, nod the chin towards the chest, then roll the shoulders up and the fingertips past your butt to your ab prep position. Inhale at the top. Exhale, slowly lower, lower, lower. So you can put the tongue to the roof of the mouth. We're not jamming the chin in. We're just doing a slight head nod before we roll up. Inhale to prepare. Squeeze the bit hollow and engage the pelvic floor. Exhale, nod the chin to the chest. Roll the shoulders up. The ribs move towards the hips. Your shoulders are away from your ears. It's like you're holding a frying pan on top of your belly. Inhale. And exhale, squeeze the bit hollow and lower, lower, lower. It's super tempting to tip that pelvis towards you and jam the lower back to the floor. I don't want you to do that. Try and keep the neutral spine and think of the rectus abdominis and the transverse shortening all in one plane. Inhale. Exhale. Nod to the chest. Roll up. You can cradle the head if you need to. Inhale at the top. Squeeze the bit hollow. That pelvis is nice and flat, and we lower, lower, lower. We're going to just, at the top here, we're going to release off an inch and up an inch. If at any time it feels uncomfortable, just stop, okay? Prepare. Every move from the vajayjay. Squeeze that pelvic floor up first, belly button tight, and we nod the chin to the chest, and we roll the shoulders up. Looking between your thighs, we inhale and ease it back an inch. Exhale, flatten the tummy flat. Inhale, ease it back. Ribs move toward hips. Pelvis is neutral. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And release. 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 We're going to put the two of these together now, if that's okay, but you don't have to. We're going to float the knees up, and we're going to do toe taps, yeah? So you may add the upper body, you don't have to, but everything needs to stay stable. Pelvis isn't stable, just stop and hug your knees, okay? So let's inhale. And as we exhale, we float one knee to 90 degrees. Inhale at the top. Exhale, imprint, and other knee comes to meet it. You can put your hands on your knees, make sure they're straight over your hip bones. Inhale, squeeze the bit hollow, nod the chin to the chest, roll up at the top. Your arms are nice and wide, like you're holding a frying pan, and we inhale, tap down, exhale, inhale, tap down, exhale. Don't let that 90 degrees move. Watch my leg. The whole knee is moving out. We're not bending the knee. If anything, the knee is locked at 90 degrees. Couple more. Inhale. Exhale up. Inhale, tap down. Exhale up. Inhale. And slowly hug the knees in. So a really common mistake people make, if you just want to watch me, is they do this. Do you see that my knee isn't moving? That my knee is hinging. The difference between that and that, see? My knee is flopping, my knee is flopping. My knee is not, my knee 90-degree angle is stable. Okay, cool. So, on to our bellies. Listen, you can do this one day and your hips are completely stable. You can do it another day and everything's like jello. Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason. It can depend on what you've done the day. It can depend on how your pelvis is feeling, whether your abdomen's engaged, whether you've peed. Sometimes it's easier to engage your pelvic floor when you haven't peed. Let's go ahead and move on to our bellies. I'm aware that time is marching on and we might go over just by 5 or so minutes, but you can, of course, leave whenever you like. We're just going to do searching for coral because it's one that I like. Sorry, Julie. Maybe next week we'll move to the breaststroke. I want you to lie on your mat with your legs at the outside, about hip distance apart, if that's okay. And it looks like this, if you haven't seen it before. It's 3 or 4 inches up, and we move all in one plane to search for coral on one side and then the other. Release the outside hand and tap your. At any rate, before we begin, I want you to lay down with your forehead, your fingertips on the mat, forehead on your fingertips. I know I'm looking at you so you can hear me. Tuck your pubic bone under so it's pressing towards the mat. So are your hip bones. They're pressing towards the mat, but your belly button is pulling up to the ceiling, almost like somebody's going to try and drive a little car underneath your abdomen. We know they can't, but that's the feeling. We're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale, send the nose along the mat, and then the shoulder blades down your back to hover 2 or 3 inches off the mat. Chin is tucked in, back of the neck's long. We inhale. Exhale, search for coral on one side. Belly button still to the spine. Inhale. Exhale, search for coral on the other side. Inhale, return. And then slowly release and try and grow an inch taller. If this is hard in your lower back, 2 things. Number 1, you have to come up as high. Number 2, you can leave your hands on the floor. You can coral like this, okay? So if it hurts your lower back, leave your hands on the floor. But it's a small move, 2 or 3 inches off the ground max. Inhale to prepare. Pull your pelvic floor up, belly button to the ceiling. Send the nose along the mat an inch, then pull your shoulders away from your ears to hover. Inhale. Exhale, search for coral. No coral there. Inhale, return. Exhale, search for coral, other side. No coral there. Inhale, return. Do it again. Search for coral. Inhale, return. Search for coral. Inhale, return. And slowly lower down. Grow an inch taller. On the last one, you can rest if you want or join me for the last one. We're going to search 3 times. And this is where I give you the option to release the outer arm and tap the pinky to the thigh. But you don't need to. To prepare. Squeeze hip and hollow, nose comes along the mat, and shoulders away from the ears to hover. Inhale. Search for coral. Option to tap the thigh with your pinky. Inhale, return. All in one plane search. Inhale, return. 2 more. Option to search. Inhale, return. And away. Return. Last time. Search for coral. No coral there. Search for coral. Coral there. Hold it here. Pull your shoulders away from your ears, belly button to the spine, chin tucked in nice and long, and you can hold it here or you can release. You can inhale into your armpits and exhale, deepen that engagement. Pull the shoulders down the back, press the pelvic floor into the ground. Inhale. Slowly lower, lower, lower. Good one. You can take a child's pose just for a minute, stretch it out. Ooh. And we're going to do our sideline series. I know y'all love open books, but we just don't have time tonight. We might go ahead and do open books next Sunday. Maybe we'll do some open books and some clams. But now we're just going to go ahead and do the usual sideline series. So hopefully you like that one. Actually, I've changed my mind. Let's do open books. Sorry. Let's do open books rather than the normal sideline series. Let's do open books and clams. So for open book, you need a pillow or a phone block, or something that's going to go under your head, because we're going to have our both arms in front of us. Knees are 45-degree angle, so our feet are in line with our hips, are in line with our shoulders. Both hands are in front of us. If you've got a stretchy band, you can hold it between your arms, but you don't need to. We're gonna I want your hips to stay facing me. I want you to pull your shoulder away from your ear so that you feel like you're lifting in and off the ground, okay? Your hips stay facing forward, hands on top of each other. Inhale, slide your top fingers away along the floor. And as you exhale, your gaze follows your fingertips as you paint a rainbow across the sky and open your book. Stop where you feel like your hips still face forward and inhale into your armpit. Exhale, squeeze the ribs together. Belly pulls to the back wall. Slowly, slowly start to reach towards me, the floor, and tap down further than where you left. So you want to make sure that your hips are always facing forward, but your eye gaze follows your fingertips. Inhale, slide the top fingers away. Exhale, start to open that book. The pelvic floor is still lifted. The knees press together, the hips face forward, and the eye gaze is on your fingers. Inhale to your armpit. Exhale, button your ribs together first. That initiates the movement. Belly button pulls to the back wall. The knees squeeze together and the scapula starts to reach towards me. And restack. Last time. Inhale, slide the top fingers away. Exhale, open your book. Stop and refuel into your outer armpit. Exhale. Think about that waist in the movement, the belly button going to the back wall, the knees are pressing in together, and reach further than you've reached before. You restack. So you can leave the pillow here or however you like, but we're going to do some clams now. So you might want to put your fingertip right on top of your hip, just about an inch in front and an inch down, so you can feel this muscle. Your buttocks nice and loose. Don't engage them, okay? Inhale to prepare. Keep the feet together and just use the pelvic floor to open the knee. Inhale, return. Now, glue the knee together, and as you exhale, bring the ankle to the sky. Your hips don't move. They don't rotate forward. Close. Inhale to prepare and exhale. Inhale. See how tight my abdomen is? Everything's moving from where my fingers are. You should feel those, but not your butt. Keep thinking about Matthew McConaughey, Holly Berry, Charlize Theron, or holding a pee-pee, or stepping into a pool of cold water. That feeling of pulling in and up. And last open. Hold your leg here. Try and keep the internal rotation and send that toe straight to the corner of the room. Inhale, touch your knee back down to the other knee. And exhale, send that toe straight to the corner. Keep the internal rotation. Inhale, tap the knee. Exhale up. Inhale, tap. 2 more. Exhale up. And tap. Now, time, send it up, then lower it down and just do it parallel to the floor like we normally do. And we're going to draw tiny little circles on the wall. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it here. Flex the foot. Hand in front of you. It's going to come in front of us and we're going to go sniff, sniff. Point it behind us as we flex it forward. Point it. This should feel much more stable because the underneath leg is bent. Last time. We go. Hold it slightly behind you. Sorry, I have to wiggle out. Flex your foot and we'll do tiny pulses to the ceiling with the top of our ankle. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it here. You can move your ankle back and an inch higher. Keep the pelvis tucked under, belly button tight, back and up. Last time. Squeeze it, back and up. Release. So you don't have to do that at the end, but if you do it, don't arch your back. And we've done a lot of work in our butt today, and I wasn't sort of intending to, but we did. The good news, though, is we've got one other side to do, and then we're done. So I know we've gone a little bit over our time, but we're literally just going to even up our legs, and then we're done. And I think we also started 5 minutes late. So open books to start, please. Cushion, pillow, foam block, something under your head, arms in front of you, legs bent to 5 degrees. You've got your ankles in line with your hips, in line with your shoulders. Pull that top shoulder away. Think of the waist coming in and up and the hips facing forward. We inhale, slide the top fingers along the floor in front of you. Exhale, eye gaze follows the fingertips as you paint a rainbow across the sky. Stop where the hips still face forward. Inhale into your armpit. Exhale. Close the ribs. Belly button pulls to the back wall. Knees press together and reach before you place it on the ground and restack. Really watch my fingertips. They slide away first. Then open the book. Follow your fingertips. Stop where you feel comfortable. Inhale into your armpit. Close the ribs. Belly, spine. Reach. And I've lost count. Do we have one more? I think we do. Inhale, slide away. If I've done extra, I apologize. Open that book. Stop and refuel. Close the ribs. Belly button to the spine. And on this one, I really want you to stretch that further than you've ever stretched before you restock. Lovely. Now we're going to do our clams. So fingertips on your hips. You're going to glue your heels together. We inhale to prepare. Everything comes from the abdomen to open your knee. Inhale, place them down. And then exhale, ankle rotates. Place it down. Squeeze it and hollow. Don't let the hips rotate forward. Open the knee. All comes from the vajayjay. Zip and hollow like you're zipping up your jeans. Couple more. Last one. Hold it here, and we're going to send that toe straight to the corner of the ceiling. Inhale, touch your top knee back on your bottom knee. So it's like an arrow, or somebody's pulling it on a string. Try and keep the internal rotation if you can. So the knees sort of headed a little bit to the floor. Only if it doesn't hurt. Touch the knees, last one. Lower it down, the knee faces forward, but the bottom leg's still bent. We're going to do tiny circles from the hip. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it here. Flex the foot. You can put a hand if you like. It's going to pulse in front of us and then point behind, all in one plane. It's going to flex forward and point. Sorry, flex forward, sniff, sniff, point. Last one. Flex forward, point. Hold it just behind you. Flex the foot and the ankle straight to the ceiling. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Tuck that pelvis under. The heel can come back and up and in. Only if it doesn't hurt. Tuck that pelvis under. The heel can come back and up an inch. Very last exercise of the day. We pull it back, up, squeeze out buttocks, tuck the pelvis, and release. Rub. And now we're just going to roll to standing like we did at the beginning. So you can get your feet however you like, as long as it's super soft. I like to kind of put my weight on my Achilles and then open my toes. But if you've got bad knees, might not feel very good. It's up to you. I just like to thank my feet a little bit before I try and put the weight back on them, okay? But when you're ready, it's just like at the beginning. You can shake your head yes and no. Yes and no. And inhale into the back of the ribs. Exhale. You can walk your fingers up, but you tuck that pelvis firmly under first before you restack each vertebrae. The chin stays to the chest. As each vertebrae finds its home, you can go slower than me. It's not a problem. And then the shoulders melt down the back when you're ready. The back of the head towards the ceiling. And then we're just going to take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we grow an inch taller. So take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we grow an inch taller. And then the last one, deep breath in. Give yourself some applause. High fives, high tens, questions, comments, anything like that. Go ahead and let me know. Thank you guys so much for joining me on Sunday Night Pilates. Feel free to watch it back and improve your practice. And if you want more of a challenge, we do it via Zoom for yoga. We can get some